yamas and niyamas, and it's written by Deborah Adel. I mean, the yamas and niyamas were not written by Deborah Adel. They are the principles, sort of the grounding principles of yoga. I mean, and yoga is, as you know, if you've ever looked at a genealogical tree, you know what those look like. And if you looked at a genealogical tree of yoga, there are thousands of branches. So there are, you know, there's all these different kind of hatha, yin, all these branches. And then from that, there's all these sub branches and then sub branches of that. And, you know, I could start a brand of yoga called, you know, Gilda's Yoga, right? And nobody would stop me. It's not that regulated. And there's, you know, there's some attempt at regulating the teaching of yoga, but you know, it's a fairly deep, ancient, vast study. I mean, I could spend my entire life doing nothing else but studying one branch of yoga, and I wouldn't get through it all. But the yamas and niyamas are the kind of the guiding principles of a lot of yoga. Really falls back on these, and these are written millennium ago, just ages ago. And this person, Deborah Adel, has sort of made it more contemporary so that, you know, it's not in Sanskrit for one thing, so we can read it. It's in English. But the first yama, and I probably have said this to you before, is nonviolence. And nonviolence is at the core. Everything else in terms of yogic philosophy or principle is built off of nonviolence. And nonviolence begins with how we treat ourselves. We have to treat ourselves in an accepting, kind of nonviolent way, which is, when I first read that, it was like, huh, you know, I never thought about nonviolence in that way. But she writes some other things in nonviolence, and some of them, for me, it really pertains to Gilda's Club in a big way. And listen to this, and I think this may resonate with you. She writes, I'd like to discern the difference between help and support. For me, help carries the connotation that I'm more skilled at life's decisions and challenges than the other person is. Help is one up on the other person, whereas support meets the other person on equal playing ground with equal ability and is able to sit with more awe and respect than answers. A center, and I'm going to paraphrase this, a center for battered women in Minneapolis has a beautiful motto that embodies the concept of trusting over worry. So I'm going to trust you rather than worry about you, and support over help. The motto states, every woman has her own answer. Every woman has her own timing. Every woman has her own path. I just love that. And I'll say that again. Every woman has her own answer. Every woman has her own timing. Every woman has her own path. And support is holding the other person in awe of their capability. And it's not to say, I can help you. It's, I'm going to support you in your timing, in your path, in you finding your answer. And it reminds me when, very early on, when I was just learning about Gilda's Club, I met the founder of Gilda's Club, who was Gilda Radner's therapist, and it's a woman named Joanna Bull. And she took Gilda's idea of building this support community, and she started the first one on Houston Street in Manhattan. And she was just Joanna, she's still alive. She's an amazing person. And she wrote a philosophy book that we all had to read. And I thought, oh my God, I'm joining an organization that has a philosophy book. I mean, it was like, I love this. This is just great because there's principles, and you can fall back on principles if you're wondering. But I remember so clearly some little statement that she made, and it was like, and it was even down to how we greet people at Gilda's Club. And that, the early statement was, come as you are, which is support over help. You come as you are. You don't have to come happy. You can come broken. You can come however you are, you walk through the door. That's good. But she said, it's even how we hug each other. And if you think about this, it's so interesting. She said, you know how you bear hug somebody? She said, just bear hug them. Don't pat them. Because patting somebody is like, they're there. I'm going to help you. You're going to be okay. And I was like, I mean, I've never thought about that when you hug somebody that you're patting them. You're like, it's such a small little thing. But for her, no, you just hug them. You just accept them. You just support them. You're not trying to help them. So I don't know if that means anything to you, but it means a lot to me. So let's get started and let's move our bodies a little bit. My house is a little bit cold today, so I've got extra layers on. And let's just bring our hands to heart and close our eyes and notice our breath. Find a comfortable seat. Maybe your back is against the back of your chair. Find a comfortable seat and just breathe. Notice your breath as it rises and falls in your body. And maybe start your Ujjayi breathing, which is closed lips, breathing and exhaling in and out through your nose. And start to count your breaths so that you even out your inhales and exhales, maybe with a count of 3. I'll start us off for a couple rounds. 1, 2, 3, hold. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, hold. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, hold. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, hold. Now do that 5 more times on your own, at your own pace. Last one. We'll begin practice with the sound of one Om. Breathe in and out. Breathe in. Oh. Open your eyes, look up, and bring your arms up overhead. Stretch your side body. Really give a good stretch. And bring your hands back to your knees. We're going to wake up our hands as we do every time. Stick your hands out in front of you like you're stopping somebody. And we're going to open and close our fingers 30 times quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20. Plug your shoulders into your sockets. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. You know, the weather's getting colder, and sometimes, even though my hands might be in mittens, my fingers still get cold. And I do this to get warmth going in my hands. But now stick your hands out and just curl your fingers. So now we're just going to do the tops of our fingers. Let's do that 30 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like we're clawing. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Feel that, right? It's amazing. It is. Okay, now stretch it out. Put your fingers on your knees facing each other. Drop your shoulders down your back. Really press into that. Now press your fingers all different ways on your knees and really plug your shoulders, drop your shoulders down your back, and see if you can even turn your fingers so that they face your body. This is just really getting to maybe swirl your fingers around and really add some flexibility to those fingers, if that feels okay. Good. Shake out your shoulders a little bit. Woo. Okay, now we're going to start doing the head rolls. This is so good for our necks as we spend so much time in front of our screens. Dip your left ear to your left shoulder. Dip your right ear to your right shoulder. Try to keep your shoulders parallel with one another. Back to left. Really see if you can stretch that neck down. And right. Now bring your chin to chest. And now look up to the ceiling, tipping your chin back. Chin to chest. Inhale, look up and back. And chin to chest. And look back. Now start rolling your neck. Left ear back, right ear to right shoulder. I really feel this in my neck. And do it slowly, kind of accentuating this circle. We're giving some flexibility to our neck. And now go the opposite direction. Sitting up tall and really accentuating the movements. One more time around. It's funny, when I come over to my right, I feel it profoundly, kind of right in that, I don't know the name of that muscle right there, but I feel it. So it tells me that I've got to get some more flexibility going there. Okay, lift your right arm up, straight up out of your side, and lean over to the left. Try to get a side body stretch. Really cement your right hip in the chair and bend. Come back up, look up, drop that hand back on your knee and switch. Now stick your left hand really actively up and now tip over. Just hinge over at your waist, really keeping that left hip right on your chair. Really big side body stretch. Come back up, drop that hand. And now again to the right. Energetically, arms straight up and tip over. And breathe. Big side body stretch. And once again on the left, arms straight up. And lean, or hinge is probably a better word. Hinge over and breathe. And breathe. Now we're gonna do the same thing, only we're going to bend down. We're going to put our hand on the floor in front of us. You can cupcake your fingers like that. You can put a cupcake, or if you can go flat. And now my arm is right between my knees, and raise your left arm up and look at your thumb and breathe. Try to keep your left hip on your chair. Don't let it kind of tip up. And breathe. And switch. Now left hand, cupcake down. Your arm can be between your legs, and lift your right arm up and look up at that thumb. And switch. We'll do this a couple more times at your own pace. No need to hurry this. It can be slow. When we do movements like this, kind of repetitive, it's called vinyasa. This is a vinyasa. We're moving between sides, and it's a movement. You can bring your hands back up to your knees. So we've kind of shake out your shoulders a little bit more. So we've done some neck opening. We've done some finger opening. We've woken up our wrists, our shoulders. Now let's wake up our lower back and hips. And we're going to do seated cat-cows. And you know what that is. Now my back is off my chair. I'm not leaning my mid back on my chair. I'm sitting up straight, and with cow, we look up and our booty pops out, and with cat, our booty pops forward, or our pelvis. We're swiveling our pelvis, and our shoulders are kind of following suit. So on an inhale, we look up. This is cow. And roll forward. Exhale, cat. And again, really accentuate this movement. Cow, shoulders back. Your chest is coming through. Your pelvis is really pointing up. And cat, round your shoulders. Your pelvis is now shimming forward. Inhale, cow. Look up. And cat. Exhale. 3 more of these. And last one. And come to a neutral spine. Good work. Let's do one more that we're going to come to the front of our chair. So now your sacrum is on the chair, but you're just at the edge of your chair. And put your hands, either your fingers facing the back and grabbing the back of your chair, or if that's not accessible because of your chair, just grab the sides of your chairs with your fingers. So either way. And now we're really going to roll our shoulders back and down our spine. We're sticking our chest out and we're looking up. And come back to a neutral spine. This is seated camel pose. So this is a back bend. So now let's do it again. You're grasping the back of your chair. Your shoulders are really drawing behind you and somewhat down your back. Your chest is coming forward, and look up, and to the extent possible, back. And breathe. And roll forward again. We'll do one more of those for seated camel. And back. Breathe and look. Good, and come forward. Good job. Seated camel. Gotta take my slippers off. Okay, so now let's do a little bit for opening up our ankle. So stick your foot out in front of you, and your back can be now firmly back in your chair, whatever is comfortable. And we want to roll our ankles out. So however that is, one way and then the other way. And back the other way. And let's do the other leg. Kick your leg out and roll out your ankles. My ankles are cracking. I don't know if you just heard that. It went boop. You know, we really do ignore our feet. If there's a silver lining with COVID, there's no expectation that any of us have to put high heels on. Thank God. Not that I was wearing a lot of high heels before this. Never been a big fan, but wow, they really screw up your hip. They really screw up your feet. Or pointy toes. That's great. So, and actually look down at your poor neglected feet. Maybe you've got socks on. I don't. I can see my toes. But raise all your toes up off the ground and really open them up. See how much space you can get between your toes, right? Now lower them onto the ground. Do that again. Bring your toes up and lower them down. Feel the arches of your feet. Can you see, are your arches flat on the ground, or do you have a little bit of an arch? So in yoga, try to draw your heels back towards you, and you'll feel maybe some engagement right here, and your arches might come off the ground a little bit. Now bring your toes up. Try to do this all simultaneous. Drawing your ankles back, bringing your toes up, and now lower your toes to the ground. That feeling of grounding in your foot so that you can feel all four corners, your big toe pad, your little toe pad, your heels. That is the kind of grounding that we want when we do balance poses. That feeling of our arches are slightly up, the inside of our shins are engaged, and we can feel our total foot on the ground. And sometimes we bring our toes up and then lower them to get that sense. So when we start to do some balance, just think about, we call it getting all four corners of your feet on the ground. Great. So we've woken up our ankles. Now let's kind of just bring some warmth into our bodies. It's cool out. In Philadelphia, I think it was 31 this morning when I woke up. So our bodies are a little bit cold. So we're going to bring our hands to heart. We're going to do some salutations. Breathe in and out. Hands up overhead, mountain. Fold down, hands on the mat. Exhale. Inhale, hands to knee. Exhale, come forward to chair. Inhale, come back to cactus arms. Exhale, hands to the mat. Inhale, mountain pose. Stretch up, plug your shoulders down your back. Bring your hands to heart with an exhale. Breathe in. Exhale to hands to mat. Inhale to mountain pose. Energetic up. Really engage your abdominals as you bring your hands to your chest. Exhale. Breathe in and out. Inhale to mountain. Exhale to hands to mat. Inhale to halfway lift. Really straight back. Really get your crown of your head up. Exhale to chair. So your arms are out, your booty's really out behind you. Inhale to hands to knee. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, hands to chest. Breathe in. Exhale, hands to mat. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, hands to heart, hands to chest. Breathe in and out. Breathe in, mountain. Breathe out, fold down. Breathe in, hands to knees. Breathe out, chair. Breathe in, cactus. Breathe out, hands to mat. Breathe in, mountain. Breathe out, hands to heart. Breathe in, fold. Breathe out. Breathe in, mountain. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in, hands to heart. Breathe out. Breathe in, mountain. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in, hands to chair, to knee. Breathe out, chair. Breathe in, cactus. Really bring those shoulder blades back. Breathe out, hands to mat. Breathe in, mountain. Breathe out, chair. Sorry, hands to heart. Breathe in, breathe out, fold down. Breathe in, mountain. Breathe in, hands to heart. We're going to do this one more time. This is the best. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, mountain. Really spark your fingers up. Breathe out, fold down, hands to mat. Breathe in, hands to knee. Breathe out, fold forward, chair. Come back to cactus. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in, mountain. Really big side stretch, hands to heart. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in again and fold down. Breathe out. Breathe in, mountain. Breathe out, hands to heart. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe in and out 3 times, counting your breath. Hold, exhale. Hold, inhale. Hold, exhale. Hold, inhale. Hold, exhale. Good job. The salutations. Bring your knee up to your chest. Bring it out to the left. Holding on to it, give an assist. Bring it back to the middle and drop it. Bring your right knee up. See how much you can bring it into your chest? Now, bring it down to hip height and open. I'm going to try to keep my torso straight. You might feel that as a slight hip opener and bring it back to center. Good. Put your ankle on your knee. And again, let's roll out our foot. Let's do a little more ankle rolling. One way and then the other way. And my ankle's kind of cracking. Now, get your ankle right on top of your knee, and your knee is facing 12 o'clock. Your toes on your left foot are facing 12 o'clock. Flex your right toes back towards your body and press into your knee and press away. See if you could get a sensation of a hip opener. Breathe in, breathe out, and switch. Put your right foot down, toes pointing at 12 o'clock, knee at 12 o'clock. Bring your left ankle on top of your right knee. Roll out your ankle again. And maybe the other way. Now, place your hands on the left knee and push it away from you. And really make sure that your hips are even on your chair. One's not tipping up and you're not tipping over, but you're straight up and down, and you're really just pushing that knee away for a hip opener. And breathe. And lower down. So when we do these moves that are a little bit challenging, maybe challenging a big joint like our hips, it's great to breathe into it. And when we practice our breathing, it's really to help us when we get into tough spots to breathe through it, to kind of accept the discomfort and just breathe through it. So good job. Let's come up and get your chair. So we're going to do a couple standing poses. And this is the one where we kind of back up, so that we're going to get a straight spine. So go back as far as you need to, holding onto the back of your chair to get a straight spine. Drop your head so that your ears are between your two arms. Your arms are fully extended, but a little bit of water in your elbows and a little bit of bend to your knees. And really press it so that your sacrum is trying to point towards the ceiling. And maybe you do that by bending your knees more, and breathe. and come forward. Maybe shake it out a little bit. We're going to do this a few more times. So really bring some bend to your knee, and you want to get your sacrum so it's at least against the back wall and maybe tipping up a little bit. So step back again. For each of us, it's going to be a little bit different how far back we go and how far we can extend. You want to try to get the crown of your head pointing at one wall and your sacrum really pointing at the other, in the other direction. And breathe. And walk forward. Good job. Yeah, I feel that profoundly. Now, keep your foot, your right foot, right where it is, and step your left foot back behind you. So now we're going to do kind of just one leg, and this is to open up our calf muscle. So your right knee is bent right over your ankle, and your left leg is straight behind you. You can be on your tiptoes or try to lower your heel to the ground. My heel can't get there, but I'm going to work at that. So we're bent and we're really getting a big calf stretch. Come out of this, step your foot forward, and now do the right leg. Extend it behind you. You can be on your toes to start. Make sure your knee is bent right over your left ankle and try to lower your heel to the ground. Big calf stretch. And switch. One more time on each side. Left foot back, right leg bent, and really see how low you can get. And switch. Right foot back. My toes are at 12 o'clock. I'm looking down to make sure that's true. And bring that foot up. Now let's do some crunches. So modified crunches, I should say. Let's put your hand on the seat of your chair, and it can be in any position. You can be grasping the edge of your chair, or your hands flat on the seat of the chair, or grasping the back. It doesn't matter. I'm going to have my hands open on my seat. I'm going to kick my right foot back. So I'm stamping the back wall with my right foot. My toes are flexed. My left knee is bent a little bit, and now I'm going to bring my right knee up to try to touch my nose and back. Breathe, exhale when you bring it up to touch your nose. And you can move your head, you can swivel your head. So when you kick back, you kind of can look forward and try to touch your nose and switch legs. Now let's stamp that left foot back. As you do this, look at your hips. You don't want your left hip up. You want it actually in line with your right hip, parallel with your right hip. But you can raise it and lower it with your glutes, right? So that's cool. Stamping that back wall. Now, exhale, touch your nose. Inhale, extend, look up. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend, look up. Exhale, crunch. Two more. Inhale, extend, look up. Exhale, crunch. One more. Inhale, extend, look up. Exhale, crunch. Good work. So now that we're standing, let's work on some balance. Put your chair however it's comfortable. Maybe its back is facing you so that you can grab. And let's just start by, put this in. See my feet. My feet are more important than my rest of my body. So let's just put it so that bring one foot off the mat and see if you can let go of the chair for a moment. And see how long you can let go of the chair. Now, think about, grab the chair, think about bringing your toes up off the mat. Where's your arch? And now lower your toes. So really feel all corners of your foot as you bring your foot up and release and balance. And if you have to grab your chair, that's fine. Okay, let's challenge ourselves just a bit more. So bring your foot up to be on the inside of your shin. Your knee, your right knee is facing the wall to your right. Your hips, try to get them parallel with your hip bones facing forward. Your knee may not extend. I mean, everybody's knee is going to extend slightly differently. Now, release and go into whatever hand variation works. You can have your hands at prayer. Grab the chair when you need to and breathe. And lower down. So let's add one more component to balance, and that is drishti. So find a point straight ahead that's not moving, that you'll gaze at. And your gaze is so intense that as you're looking, what you're looking at almost starts to blur because you're just gazing so strongly at it and you're breathing. Those are very useful tools when it comes to balance. So let's switch sides. You can move your chair and let's do the same thing now on the left. So thinking about our feet, bring all your toes up and lower them down. Feel the arch of your foot coming up and the engagement in your inner shin. Bring your left foot up. Maybe let go of your chair, find a drishti point, and breathe. Lower down. Now let's grab our knee and see if we can open it up a little bit. You can extend your right hand out alongside as a T and lower down. Good. Now let's bring our foot up to the inside of our shin. Find that drishti point. Any hand variation is fine. And breathe. Bring a little bend into your standing leg. And lower down. Hold on to your chair and kick your right leg behind you and bring your right arm up to the ceiling. This is a supported half moon. If that's uncomfortable for you, don't do it. Bring your foot down and switch. Hold on to the chair, get a good solid hold. You don't have to kick your leg up that high, but what we're doing is we're kind of doing a twist and we're twisting open. And breathe. and come down. Good. I love balance poses. They really are my absolute favorite. I wonder if we could do a dancer. Let's see if that works. Try this one. We're on our left still, so my right hand's on the chair, firmly, bye Linda, firmly grasping. Grab your ankle. Grab your left ankle with your left hand. And bring your knees kind of together. Try to stand tall. And very gently just tip forward. Holding on or not. And bring that down. That's a dancer pose. And that actually brings a huge stretch to your thigh muscle. So now I'm taking my right hand and I'm grabbing the inside of my right ankle. My thumb is pointing up like I'm hitchhiking. I'm firmly on my left. I've got my chair strongly, and I'm just hinging forward with my hips. My shoulders are parallel. I'm only going as far as is comfortable, but I feel this in my thigh muscle, my hamstring, AKA hamstring. Good. Come down. Good work. Now find a comfortable seat. Let's come back to our chair. And let's do seated eagle. So this is a double bind. We're binding our feet or our legs, and if you can, you bring your, I think I need a bigger screen. If you can, you bring your feet around so that they come on the inside of your left. If not, keep them over here and flex them. So your toes are flexed coming back towards your leg, back towards your body. So either or, that's fine. Whatever you can do is good. Take your right arm and wrap it under your left. Bring your elbows up in line with your shoulders. So this is a huge rhomboid stretch. That's the muscle group between your shoulders. And now try to take your palms forward, like you're making a beak, an eagle's beak. And breathe. And release, unwind. So that, when you tie yourself up into these knots, that's called a bind. And eagle is a double bind. Now let's do the same thing. Bring your left leg over. Maybe your toes can wrap around, maybe they can't, doesn't matter. If they're not, they're on the outside of your right foot, flexed back towards your body. And we wrap our left arm underneath our right. We bring our elbows up to be in line with our shoulders, and we try to draw our palms out in front of us. And breathe. Breathe. Good. Go up to mountain, make a mountain pose, sort of a counter stretch. Swing your hands back. I like to do this. This is a really, so when I bring my arms up to mountain, I actually try to rotate my pinky fingers so they're touching one another or they're facing one another. That rotation really gives you another, and then switch it out so they're facing opposite walls. And that really gives a little more movement to our shoulders, I think. Let's do a little bit more kind of lunging stuff. How are we doing with time? We're good. So now bring your arms up overhead and bring your knee into your body. And now drop. And let's do the other one. Bring your knee into your body, arms up overhead, hold, 1, 2, 3, down. And once again, hold, 1, 2, 3, down. And again on this side, hold, 1, 2, 3, down. That's giving us some more kind of flexibility in our hips, so that now we're going to go to that position where our knee, in my case, my right knee is facing my right wall. My left leg is behind me and I'm on my toes. And I bring my hands to prayer and I really sit up super tall, really tall, and breathe. Now, bring your arms behind you, if you can, and clasp your hands. Open your shoulders, draw your shoulder blades down your back, and hinge forward. Maybe your arms come up overhead a little bit, and breathe. And come up. Now let's switch. So now the left leg is bent. My right leg is behind. I'm on my toes back there. That leg is strong. And my pelvis is right flush with my chair. And we're going to come up into prayer. So very drawing my crown of my head to the ceiling, and breathe. Now bring your arms behind you, clasp your hands, and lean forward, breathing the whole time, and see if you can bring your arms overhead a little bit, and breathe. And come up. Good job. Bring your hands to your knees. And we'll start to wind down. Drop your chin to your chest. Look up. Drop your chin to your chest. And look up. And breathe. Every woman has her answer. Support is more powerful than help, because help implies that we know better. And how many times have I been proven wrong that I don't know better? Place trust above worry. And as we enter this very different holiday season, unlike any holiday season that we've ever had, where we both are tucking in and reaching and hoping to reach out. It is that yin and yang, that pull and retraction. It's a huge, huge learning experience for all of us. Bring your hands to your heart and close your eyes. And we'll end this practice with the way we began, with the sound of one Om. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. We bring our thumb knuckles to our forehead and we look up at the light and we say, the light in me honors the light in you. We bow our heads and say, Namaste, Namaste.